Well, welcome everybody if you're watching out there, and good to see you. It's been a while since I've done one of these live shows and online, but I'm kind of looking forward to singing a few songs for you here. So how about let's get started. Let's get something going just to kind of get pumped up right away. While you were outside having a smoke, some guy came in the back way. Gave everybody $100 bill, bought a round of drinks, and after he paid, he slipped out again by the back door. I tell you, this ain't no joke. You missed a free drink and $100 while you were outside having a smoke. While you were outside having a smoke, you wouldn't believe what went down. The Playboy playmate and her lesbian lover got out on the dance floor with each other, and everybody stared as Chrissy and Cheryl got down to the record, the Edmund Fitzgerald. For the whole song nobody spoke while you were outside having a smoke. While you were outside having a smoke, they had a 2-for-1 special, and gin that was slow. Passed out free meatballs and glasses of beer. Some guy hit a home run, everybody cheered. The guitar player tuned for what seemed a half hour, played 2 notes and a string broke. They had a sing-song thing called acapella while you were outside having a smoke. While you were outside having a smoke, some guy was watching TV. Took a piece of paper out of his pocket, said, "Hey everybody, I won the lottery." And he bought the bar and fired the band just so he could sing karaoke. I had to buy it back with my tip jar money while you were outside having a smoke. While you were outside having a smoke, they paid back everybody's student loans, cleaned up all the air and water, disarmed all the nuclear bombs, taxed the billionaires to feed the hungry, made healthcare so cheap you could croak. That's when world peace broke out all over while you were outside having a smoke. Outside having a smoke. Ah, great. Nicole says that it sounds good on her phone upstairs too, so that's a good sign. Well, I don't know how everybody else has been doing all summer. I've had a interesting time. I did manage to do 1 or 2 of these shows. A couple of them were pretty bad fidelity on the road, so I decided to put a cap on it until I got back home and could control the situation a little better. I hope this is a little better for everybody. Mother, she's just a stranger. She's young and it's raining out. She's down at the motel. Thought I'd go back and check her out. I just checked her in, but there's something about her I can't figure out. Like she's on the run from somewhere, with something she can't talk about. Mother, she was a nice girl. We had dinner, she hid like a bird. Though I don't know why they use that expression, birds eat a lot, I've always heard. We talked about taxidermy and about you, 'cause she overheard. But you don't have to worry, Mother, I told her you were harmless, it was only words. And don't it keep getting harder, living here year after year, since they built that new highway. Only the lost come here. Guess I'll go light the sign, wash the shower curtain clear, here on our highway to nowhere. Mother, you remember that girl I told you about in the motel room? She fell down in the shower. Now there's all this blood and I don't know what to do. She's the first guest we've had check-in since. I don't remember when, do you? And I had to drown her car and all of her belongings too. And don't it keep getting harder, living here year after year, since they built that new highway. Only the lost come here. Guess I'll go light the sign, wash the shower curtain clear, here on our highway to nowhere. And Mother, I don't know what to do, I can't simply leave her there. She gave me a different name than the one she wrote on the register. She left the water running, now the tiles are in need of some repair. But they'll never take you, Mother. Do you know someone can just disappear? And don't it keep getting harder, living here year after year, since they built that new highway. Only the lost come here. Guess I'll go light the sign, wash the shower curtain clear, here on our highway to nowhere. Oh, on our highway to nowhere. The love song of Norman Bates, of course. Don't know why, but had that one going through my head this week. Thought I'd play it for you. Well, hi, folks. Nice to see you there. Well, my new CD was the number 5 most played CD in the month of July, and I'm not sure, I haven't seen charts for August on the folk DJ chart nationally, but this was the 4th most played song, or the 5th most played song in July, and I think in August it tailed off a little, but it still probably made the charts fairly high up. It was getting a lot of airplay from folk DJs around the country, which is a pretty cool thing. I recorded this song with Ian Wilkinson playing fiddle on it. It's based on a Scottish fiddle melody. Ian couldn't make it today, so I'm going to just go ahead and sing it for you myself and see if we can play some of the fiddle parts on the harmonica for you. Stopped its sound. Listen, you can hear the silence. Come and take a look around. All the flowers are still and peaceful. You won't hear the birds and breeze. Come tomorrow, I'll be going. Would you ever go with me? Come out into the night, it's calling. All the stars are clear and bright. You can see the band of angels. Come and see the ancient light. All the trees are still and peaceful. You can almost hear them breathe. Come tomorrow, I'll be going. Would you ever go with me? Or a dream. Come tomorrow, I'll be going. Would you ever go with me? Come on into the night is calling. All the stars have lost their sound. Yes, and you can hear the silence. Come and take a look around. Okay, well that was fun. I'm hearing overtones here someplace. Let me turn those down. There we go. Okay. Congratulations to Novak Djokovic for his 3-set 24th Grand Slam victory. He seems to be unbeatable these days. He's a man on a mission. And I guess he's outlasted all the other 3 major male stars of tennis that were his normal rivals, Federer and Nadal and I guess Andy Murray. He's outlasted all 3 of those guys for sure. And none of the younger guys have beaten him yet, so that's what happens. And here in Delray Beach, the new women's singles winner, Coco Gauff, is from this town, Delray Beach here in Florida, where I live. I don't know the young lady, but she certainly accomplished a lot at 19 to win the United States Open. My congratulations to my neighbor. Come Out Annie got a lot of airplay in the first couple months, and it's still getting some on the Folk DJ Network. But I've noticed lately that this song is getting a lot of airplay from the DJs, and of course it is really a great, great song. From far away in distant lands, the tempest tossed with hungry hearts and calloused hands reach for the light, the torch held high, and cast their gaze upon the lady of the harbor. And so it was with my own kin. They came from Scotland and from England and Poland, their earthly cares packed in their packs, and cast their gaze upon the lady of the harbor. And she welcomed them with open arms. She said, "Let my children in. Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor." Now we're locking down the borders and filling up the jails, and we say they don't belong. How conveniently do we forget that we've all come to sing the same sweet song? And will the dream survive the strain? Will huddled masses have their chance to hear her sweet refrain? Or will we fall into our fears and turn our backs against the lady of the harbor? And she welcomes them with open arms. She says, "Let my children in. Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor." Song by Joe Jencks, of course. Great song. You may have heard Brother Sun also perform it on one of their chart-topping records. Every time I think of you, it makes me stop and listen. Songs may come and songs may go, but you go right on singing. You make a man feel bolder to see you stand so proud. And you look just like a raven out on a cloud. Now take a walk down by the sea. The gulls and the children yearn for sailing ships out on the water. Some never do return. And I will take you by the hand and feel the four winds blow. And you look just like a raven out on the snow. The chances come and chances are we do not linger long. Dancing down the water's edge, the waves break castles down. And I will take you in the sand as the sunlight fades away. And you look just like a raven out on the grave. So you see, I only stand here, braced against your trust. Touching you is touching me. I thought that feeling lost. And I will see you safe to harbor. And if we never meet again, I'll remember you like a raven out on the wind. I'll remember you like a raven out on the wind. Okay. Well, I was talking to a friend of mine this afternoon who sometimes catches these shows, but does not sign into any of the comments. And he says he's caught a lot of them, but I never know he's there. And he asked me if I'd play a particular song. Well, he didn't specifically ask me to play this song today, but he's asked me at other times to play it. So I'm going to do a request for a moment. And it's kind of one of my favorite tunes to play anyway. It's a lot of fun, of no particular importance. saying, now look, it's a bloke and a bird gathered here today. Here's what he'd say. It's supposed to be final. Brush your pompadour high, or the bright wall vinyl, the groom a leopard skin tie, drop the corn in the slots, you ready or not? It was a rockabilly wedding, a rockabilly wedding, a rockabilly wedding. It's all right with me. The band sing about shoes, blue suede if you please. There was no trace of the blues, nobody down on his knees. They were blowing that sound, even the preacher got down. Coming in soon on a bridegroom's cheek, gone honeymoon to a 49 Ford, flames on the door. Yeah, it was a rockabilly wedding, a rockabilly wedding, a rockabilly wedding. It's all right with me. It was a rockabilly wedding, a rockabilly wedding, a rockabilly wedding. It's all right with me. All right. That song always makes me smile. I wrote that song, actually, some, 30-something years ago. I was hanging out in Los Angeles, in Venice, California, at a friend's place. And he was working for Warner Brothers Records at the time. And he told me to write some songs for some of their artists. I actually wrote that song for with a group called the Stray Cats in mind. That was like a kind of an English rockabilly band with a great guitar player, Brian Setzer. And I played it for him, and he, never played it for the Stray Cats. In fact, he never played any of my songs for anybody, even though he'd tell me how much he liked them. Something I've had kind of a consistent experience with all through the years. People telling me how much they like my songs, and then not playing them for anybody that might be interested. You who sleep beside me here in this quiet night, do you ever wonder how you first came in sight. The bells of the cathedral were dying in the wind. I just spaced out and forgot the words to a song I've been singing hundreds of times. You looked at me and smiled across your crowd of friends, and I felt a recognition, not of someone from the past, but of a true beauty that was meant to last. And I wanted to speak to you, or even say your name and get it right. You who sleep beside me here in this quiet night. Now you who sleep beside me here in this quiet life, do you ever wonder how you became my wife? The room was lit by just a candle over by the bed. You walked across the room, smiled and turned your head, and I felt a recognition, not from another time, but of the meaning of the words, will you be mine? And I wanted to hold you, safe from every sorrow or strife. You who sleep beside me here in this quiet life. Now you who sleep beside me here in this quiet place, do you ever wonder at the futures we face? At the sound of thunder, I look for shelter for two, and I walk through this world knowing I'll come to rest with you. And I feel a recognition, not a habit or right or wrong, but a feeling of arriving at the place where I belong. And I whisper I love you and leave you in your own state of grace. You who sleep beside me here in this quiet place. Sleep beside me here in this quiet night. Well, sorry about that little blip there for a moment. You know, I'm sitting here by myself. It's like being in the recording studio, and with the exception that there's stuff going by on the computer screen while I'm playing, and it's very easy to get momentarily distracted. Well, I'm sure you pretty much expected me to sing this one tonight, and so I think I will. My neighbors in Delray, 8 out on Federal Highway. There's a waitress at Denny's who remembers Had loud conversations, hit on all the waitresses, and they weren't very good tippers. And my neighbors in Delray drove to Miami one day and worked out on a flight simulator. Then my neighbors in Delray stole a plane bound for LA and flew it into the World Trade Center. My neighbors in Delray worked out at the gym every day, rented a condo, studied to be pilots. They had rental cars and cell phones, used the library computers in town, struck out with the girls in local night spots. And my neighbors in Delray hated the American way and lived only to die for some heaven, where virgins trained to serve and always observed, gratefully awaiting to reward them. Love thy neighbor, the Bible says. God is great, the prophets pray. Wouldn't I love to know what God will say to my neighbors in Delray? My neighbors in Delray came from countries far away and lived here freely among us. They studied all the ways of the good old USA, thinking up ways to destroy us. And my neighbors in Delray got down on their knees to pray for the strength to leave life behind them. So my neighbors in Delray wouldn't be around to pay the price for all their victims. Love thy neighbor, the Bible says. God is great, the prophets pray. Wouldn't you love to know what God will say to my neighbors in Delray? My neighbors in Delray, well, I really couldn't say I would even recognize them. Walking through the mall or anywhere at all, I know my other neighbors all despise them. Somewhere far away, they don't care what the neighbors say, and they would only criticize me. But if my neighbors in Delray are in paradise today, it would very much surprise me. Love thy neighbor, the Bible says. God is great, the prophets pray. Don't you really know what God will say to my neighbors in Delray? every day with Ollie at the cafe up the street. Ollie came from Lebanon. They'd sit there for just an hour, stand up, wave their hands and shout, say okay, see you tomorrow. Now the man from Tel Aviv said maybe they should just let the Israeli army go in and clean out everyone in Lebanon who's got a gun. And the man from Beirut said, oh really, look at the land Israel is stealing. Now you want to make us hunt it. I thought peace was what you wanted. Picture two Americans in the land of the free, free to speak their minds, free to disagree, just like you and me. Now we do want peace, said the man from Israel. That's why we're doing what we're doing. And the man from Beirut said, it's a pity you can't have peace and still keep shooting. And they drank coffee and shared a pastry, citizens of their adopted country. Checked the papers for their portfolios, said okay, see you tomorrow. I asked my boss, how can you stand to eat lunch every day with this man? He said we share one thing together, back home we'd be trying to kill each other. Us around to you and me. You can see what you want to see. You say we gotta go kill them there, or they're gonna come and kill us here. Well, I don't have to buy it, and if I were you, I would get wise. But since you've already made your mind up, I hope you make it back alive. Picture two Americans in the land of the free, to disagree, it's just you and me. All right, two Americans, that's from after the war. Let me take a second and mention a couple of things. Have a new CD out. It looks like this, if you can see it from over there. Actually, you probably can't, so let me mention it here. You can find this at rodmacdonald.com and .net. At .com, there are CDs and MP3 downloads. At .net, there's also a USB flash drive with 4 CDs on it, including this one, which is called Rants and Romance, White Buffalo, Beginning Again, and Later That Night. So you can check those out. Also, there's a tip jar for tonight's concert at mypaypal.com /donate to Rod. One word, donate to Rod. mypaypal.com /donate to Rod. I have a handful of upcoming bookings. Not a lot, but, more than some years in September, this being Florida. I'm busier than I often am. I'm playing with my band Big Brass Bed at Rudy's in Lake Worth on Friday, September 22nd. And then on the 30th of September, I'm doing 2 solo concerts upstate, one at 2 o'clock in Winter Park for the Central Florida Folk Society. That's at the Winter Park Public Library at 2 o'clock on September 30. And then the same day at 8 p.m., I'm playing Fogartyville in Sarasota, which means I'm going to have to drive pretty fast, but I think I shouldn't have that hard a time making it. The Fogartyville folks have asked me to play that night, September 30. There are advance tickets for that one if you go to either my website or the WSLR website in Sarasota. There are advance tickets for those concerts. Looking down the road, I'm also playing in Miami on December 2nd for the South Florida Folk Club and the People's Voice Cafe in New York City on February 17, and the Turning Point Cafe in Piermont, New York on the 18th. I believe there's advance tickets for the Turning Point online already at the Turning Point website. And a couple other things through the coming months. In May, I'll be doing Dylan Fest again in Stony Brook and some concerts around the northeastern United States. If you'd like to have me or myself and Mark Dan or me and Big Brass Bed if you're in Florida or somewhere nearby, you can always contact me at rodmacd@aol.com. That's the best way to reach me, is by email, rodmacd@aol.com. I tried to figure out a way to put some of this information on the screen tonight, but I wasn't able to do it. I'm not all that technically savvy, as you may have already gleaned. I saw this interview recently with John Prine, and he said that he couldn't remember ever doing a concert where he didn't play Hello in There, Sam Stone, and Paradise, which are, of course, three great songs. And I suppose... And I remember also reading about Jimmy Buffett that in spite of the fact that his fans would pay huge amounts of money to see him in these big stadiums and stuff that he played, he would always play pretty much the same dozen songs and maybe one or two others. And they said that in all of the years they'd been keeping track that they couldn't find, I remember that somebody said they couldn't find a show where he didn't play Margaritaville, Pirate Looks at 40, and one other one, I think maybe Come Monday, maybe, something like that, which are, of course, the tunes that really kind of launched his career. Now, I approach these shows differently. I try to play different songs each week, even though I end up repeating some. But even when I don't get a request for a song, sometimes I feel like playing it anyway. And so here's one you may have heard before. They say you've got to lose before you can win. They say you've got to choose before you can give in. And you've got to cut loose to get back again. And it's a long way back home. They say you've got to fall before you can land. They say you've got to crawl before you can stand. And you've got to lose it all to get what you planned. And it's a long way back home. And it's a long way back home. When you're standing on some place you've never known, and I might see you where the rivers flow. say you've got to die before you can live. They say you've got to cry before you can give. And you've got to say goodbye before you can come back in. And it's a long way back home. They say you've got to seed what you're going to grow. They say you've got to need what you're going to let go. And you've got to believe what you're going to know. And it's a long way back home. And it's a long way back home. When you're standing on some place you've never known. And I might see you where the rivers flow, like me. Oh, looking for white buffalo. So I say to you farewell, for we will meet again in the hottest flames of hell. I could only call you friend, and when you hear that final bell, do not ask whose round you're in till you found your way back home. A long way back home. When you're standing on some place you've never known. And I might see you where the rivers flow, like me. Oh, looking like me. You're looking, you're just like me. You're looking, you're just like me. You're looking, you're just like me. You're looking, oh, you're just like me. You're looking, yeah, you're just like me. You're looking for white buffalo. All right, let's do a short one. Well, if you know who was governor 100 years ago, He'd have stood up for our freedom, don't you know? You wouldn't have to get vaccinated, and let me just say, it's a shame we don't have smallpox today. It's a shame we don't have smallpox today. There was no one with the courage to stand in the way when they all got vaccinated and the disease went away. It's a shame we don't have smallpox today. Let's pay tribute to the wisdom and intentions of the man who sues the feds on behalf of all the parents in the land. So your 6-year-old can go to school and sneeze all around and not have to wear a mask or get a needle in the arm. And it's a shame we don't have smallpox today. There was no one with the courage to stand in the way when they all got vaccinated and the disease went away. It's a shame we don't have smallpox today. Now the governor stands for freedom, we can all agree. His freedom to tell the schools they can't teach what they please. His freedom to tell employers they can't protect their employees by making their workplace safe from infectious disease. And his freedom to tell the health department they can't count the dead. His freedom to have a health inspector who's out of his head. And his freedom to tell the voters all the ways their votes are gone. And his freedom to tell women their bodies aren't their own. And his freedom to tell the cities they can't pass their own laws. His freedom to tell the legislature the maps they can't draw, lest they guarantee him victory, and just in case that smells. His freedom to fire everyone and count the votes himself. And it's a shame we don't have smallpox today. Oh, but you can have our governor, he's coming your way. He's a running for president, and you better not say gay. It's a shame we don't have smallpox today. He's a running for president, and you better not say gay. It's a shame we don't have smallpox today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking with me. It's been a pleasure singing for you. We're gonna wrap it up there. I'm on a mission to get my kids a good night's sleep for school. Or my kid. For those of you who didn't know, Elliot's gone off to college. I'm wishing him the best. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm gonna do this again next Sunday night, I think. So look for me then. Have a good week, everybody.